Ni hao, howdy, I'm Brian David Phillips. I'd like to say hi. I'd like to welcome you to a little bit about perception, energy focus, and changing reality, and other stuff. I'd like you to, if you would, just breathe in and breathe out and just center yourself. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just let yourself feel a calm, peace. And I'd like you to focus, to concentrate on your abilities, your hidden abilities. Perhaps some even may call them your psychic abilities. If you would, I'd like you to concentrate upon my hand. As you can see, I have a green rubber band and a red rubber band around my fingers. What I'd like you to do is to use your ability to breathe, focus, and manifest change. Change at the very cellular level. Change in the very fabric of reality itself. Concentrate and imagine your energy focused upon that hand with those rubber bands. Breathe in. Feel the energy intensify. Breathe out. Feel it even more intensely. With each number I say, imagine as if you're slipping into the very fabric of reality itself to manifest change. Change. Focus. This is the secret you've been waiting for. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And notice reality itself has changed. You are now in a parallel universe, one very much like your own, but different. Subtle changes have occurred to the very fabric of reality. Changes that are very advantageous and positive for you. Or maybe not. As some of you know, I play with influence, persuasion, and the nature of reality itself. I'm a hypnotist. I'm also an associate professor at university, and one of the things I ask my students to do is to come to class. In fact, very soon my students who are watching this video will be coming to class with a couple simple magic tricks. And they will demonstrate the trick, and they will teach their classmates how to do it. I'm sorry, but you may not have actually shifted reality. Rather, you've been watching a simple trick. Most of you know this. Most of you are aware of just what just happened. Some of you maybe not so much. So, here's the trick just for you. Place the green rubber band on 2 fingers, the red rubber band on 2 fingers. Let's turn this sucker around so you can see what I do here. I stretch that rubber band over here, and I grab this rubber band and I stretch it. So I've got both rubber bands being stretched, and I take the fingers and I slip them into the common hole. Yes, we slip things into that common hole. So I now have my fingertips are holding the rubber bands, both of them. Now if we go back here, it looks as if we have the green and the red rubber band. Notice the direction. Now if you very easily lift your fingertips, something nearly magical occurs. And that is the 2 rubber bands, without thought, without energy, without focus or quantum misdirection. Change location. Very simple. It involves physics and rubber bands and your fingers. All right, now I'm hoping that no one actually believed my little bit about energy and focus and shifting realities, but you know what? I see videos on YouTube and elsewhere that seem to indicate that's what's happening. That if you focus and wish hard enough, reality itself changes. Now there's a certain amount of that is actually true. Self-fulfilling prophecies actually do occur. If you think of something hard enough, it can manifest, especially if you're worried about something. You worry about getting sick, you're more likely to get sick because your fears and your thoughts notice little changes, your immune system drops, and all sorts of nastiness occurs. If you imagine intensely that you're healthy, your immune system tends to boost and you tend not to get sick as often. That's the real secret. Now, the reason I ask my students at the university in my communication courses to use magic tricks, I want them to practice on communicating and talking folks through a process. That's an important skill set. It's also important to understand, and because I also teach critical thinking, that sometimes very simple tricks or gimmicks are presented in ways that aren't really what's actually happening. And so it's important when someone presents you with a miracle that you be a little critical of it. There's a little thing that I do with some of my students, not all of them, but every few years or so I'll do this little bit of my own. Usually the students are fully aware of what's going on, but every once in a while I reduce some poor child, they're university students, some poor adult to tears. And that is the detaching finger trick. Now, some of you are aware of this because you know me and you've known me my entire life, so you know that actually when I was about 12 years old I had an accident in shop class. It wasn't really a class so much as a shop where we were doing a workshop and learning things in Boy Scouts. Yes, I was a scout. Thank you very much. I accidentally used a table saw and I detached part of my finger. So we weren't able to save the full finger, and so I had surgery. And as you know, and some of you don't know this, this part of my finger is actually an artificial limb. Originally it was just wooden or plastic, but now I've got a nice polymer one. And so if you look carefully, you can see the difference between this finger and my other fingers. There's just a slight shading difference, and also you can hear the difference when you tap it. And so I'll ask a student to go ahead and tap this finger. You can hear that sound through the microphone on the camera. That's a nice difference. You can hear that sound and compare it to the fleshy sound and the wooden sound. Flesh, wood. And sometimes the students are saying, bullshit, because those are the kind of students I have at my prestigious university, and so I show them. And so if you just look carefully, you can actually see that it's just detachable finger. Now most of you know that that's not really what happened. I'm actually just doing this little thing, and I'm not very good at it, but every once in a while I do indeed, with that story, which is complete and total bullshit, that's a real finger, reduce someone to tears. because that's the kind of guy I am. But it's important for us to understand that when we're talking to others, be engaging in how you speak. Tell a story that does capture their imagination. Take that imagination and intensify that sucker. For good or for evil, the principles are the same. Hopefully you're not torturing your students at university, but you're rather using your ability to use engaging stories, eye contact, and building rapport to help folks. At least that's my desire. Okay? And on that very odd and very strange note, this has been Brian David Phillips. Go ahead and check out my website, www.briandavidphillips.net or .com, and look at all the cool stuff there. Until next time, this is Brian David Phillips saying, live trance and prosper. Bye-bye.